Owl, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the interview couch. I'm joined once again by Paulsen. And, unfortunate that you guys are here in this place and indeed finished in fourth place once again. So it was a tough match for you today, and let's just start there. You know, how are things feeling, and how did it go for you guys?
Well, it's bittersweet in the sense that it's nice to have consistency, I guess. But no, it was a pretty bad match, to be honest. It's always incredibly hard to play well in a game when you don't win any mids. I think we won 2 mids out of the entire 10 rounds that were played over those 2 maps, both on process. Yeah, it didn't feel good going into, we felt better going into it because we had better sleep, but obviously that wasn't the issue. They were just better than us, I guess. Like, I don't know. Yeah, the mids were just a huge issue, but we're used to this feeling at this point, so yeah, no, it's all right.
All right. And you know, it's early. The game just wrapped up. But you guys are such a well-loved figures in the global TF2 scene. And I think that people are curious what might be in the future for Jasmine T. Are we going to see you guys again at next international LAN? Are you guys going to keep fighting? I mean, what's kind of the plan at this moment?
Well, I know I said this at the end of I-58 about I personally won't be here again. I'm gonna say it again, and I think that I actually mean it this time. I've been playing the game for a long time, and I kind of really want to move on to doing things differently in my life. And the rest of the team, though, I think they want to have a break. I don't know if they're going to continue as well, but I think it's very likely that Jasmine will not be around anymore in the international scene and Australian scene itself, unfortunately.
So you guys made some large commitments and traveling to these international events, and I was just hoping we could hear your opinion on how much of an impact just coming and attending has had on you guys.
Oh, it's awesome. I don't know, it's once in a lifetime experience sort of thing. Because it's even though we come fourth, it's still awesome to be sort of considered like some of the best, being one of the best people in the world at something. You know, so the experience is awesome. I'm never gonna forget this. I'm always gonna remember this for the rest of my life. I'm sure the rest of the guys from Jasmine feel the same. And yeah, so no, the whole experience has been awesome. And in another universe where TF2 was a very successful, huge game with lots of money behind it, that you could have a career, I'm sure that we would continue doing this because, yeah, like I said, the experiences are unforgettable.
Yeah, and you guys as well, being the representatives of the Australian scene, you know, these other international events that we've had, you know, we started with just US versus EU. With you guys brought on board, you know, do you think there's going to be another team in the future? Do you think Australia can give us a team that can compete? Or is it also just really difficult for you guys in that isolated community?
Well, we do have we always even though we were the dominant team and Immunity were the dominant team back in the day, there's always been a second team that didn't quite beat the top team, but they were definitely contesting the other team, but they never usually win. So I think the skill level is there for sure. If another team was ever to form and come compete, I definitely think it's possible. If it's likely, to be honest, I don't think it's very realistic, but yeah, never say never, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, do you think that you guys, you know, your isolation in Australia, do you think if you guys had more scrim partners that you guys would be able to raise you to a high level? And do you think that maybe, you know, is there possibly a solution for tighter coordination between Oz Fortress and Asia Fortress, since that's another isolated community that probably has small skilled players that could provide some fresh challenges for you guys?
For sure, to answer the first question about if there was more competition, definitely it would be very helpful for the top teams in terms of competing on international stage. Regarding Asia, it would be great to compete with them as well, but I think until the day that latency is not an issue, that's not really going to happen, because to Singapore, from where I live, Perth to Singapore, only some internet service providers give you about 60 ping. The rest of the time, it's average about 200 ping there to Asia, so routing or whatever. So it's not likely that they're really going to merge in any sort of and I've heard the Asian scene is kind of dwindling itself. since we had like TJ, who's like one of the top Asian players, come start playing in Oz Fortress as well. So like, cause the Asian scene was so small from what I've heard. So yeah, I'm not sure, but definitely it would be great to have more competition in Australia.
Yeah, very interesting to hear from you. Well, before we wrap up, though, Paulsen, with this interview, I want to give you an opportunity to bark at anybody that you got to.
Jesus Christ. Someone asked me to do a sad bark because we came fourth again, so I'll do that. I'll do that for the stream. Woof.
Excellent, excellent. That was indeed quite sad. And on that note, somebody else is going to be sad in a few more games of TF2 because, well, we're heading through our elimination. We're about to determine who's going to be the third place finisher and who is going to move on into the grand finals to face Froyotech. So for some analysis on that issue, we're going to throw it back over to the desk for Get a Whale and company. Thanks, guys.